Welcome everyone to another Learn, Grow, Invest video. Today we have the pleasure of interviewing Cecil Foster from Fosrich Company Limited. We've been waiting on this interview for a long time. We reached out to Mr. Foster and he agreed to meet with us. So we're going to be speaking with him in a few minutes. I want to welcome you if it's your first time. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video. It really helps us out a great deal. So what we're going to do in this interview is really just ask some questions. We've seen some activity, heard in the news some things about Fosrich that we'd like to ask Mr. Foster personally. So we're going to get into that. So feel free to ask your questions in the comments. We do have some questions that were sent in advance. We're going to go through those, but you can ask your questions as we go, and we'll just put them in as relevant to the discussion. So let's just get started.
Learning is the key to successful investing. And who doesn't want to invest in some way?
Here at L.E.A.R.N. Grow Invest, we focus on financial education, all with the aim of sharing our knowledge on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. We do this on the foundation of our faith in God.
If a more holistic approach is what you need, check out our Grow Faith-based financial coaching program.
Find out more about us at learngrowinvestclub.com
and follow us on all social media platforms at Learn, Grow, Invest.
All right, welcome again, everyone. Please take a moment to like the video, share it as well so we can have others join in on the conversation. Let us pray. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you that we have the ability to learn, grow, and invest. We ask you, Lord, for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to grow as investors and good stewards of the money that you've blessed us with. We pray these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. All right, everyone. So Orville, it is not your first time. You're in every single video that we've ever done on this channel. So thank you so much for being here. Good evening, everyone. Let me bring on Mr. Foster. Good evening, Cecil. How are you doing?
Jermaine, good evening. And I'm great. Happy to be on your show, your wonderful show, yeah?
Thank you. We were having a conversation just before we started. Thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you so much for being here. So what we normally do is, though some of us are familiar with your company, we usually ask our CEOs to just introduce themselves, introduce the company, so that persons, just in case they're here for the very first time, will have an understanding of who you are.
Okay, great to do that. My name is Cecil Foster, and I am the CEO of the Fosrich group of companies. Fosrich is a company that is an electrical distributor. I'm sure you know about wires, plugs, and switches, and so on, and breakers, and all those things. We distribute those into the Jamaican market. Fosrich is also a huge distributor of energy products like street lights, energy street lights, like what is the JPS working on there to build out all across Jamaica. Fosrich is also into solar. We represent one of the #1 solar companies in the world, that is Huawei. Some people don't even know that yet. And so we are in the renewable business. We are also a company that represents Fortune 500 companies like Philips. And as you say that, we are proud to have been the company to place lights at the Mecca Sabina Park Cricket Stadium. We did that too, along with Philips. And so we are in that electrical space. We are in the distribution space. We at Fosrich are also in the manufacturing space. In the last 4 years now, we have branched out into manufacturing PVC pipes and conduits in Jamaica. Fosrich is also involved in repairing of transformers for JPS. As you know, JPS has over 40,000 transformers in circulation, and those are some of the key products that they need to transmit power across the island. Yes. And every year they have a couple of thousand that would require repairs. So there's no need to send them abroad anymore, because we have created a company and we have the technology and the know-how to repair them and put them back into circulation. We are in the decorative lighting space and so on, where people can get their lights, their wall lamps, their fans, their so on. And so that's where we are. And we cover Jamaica. We have 4 business units, 2 in Montego Bay and 1 in Mandeville. And we have our head office in Kingston. Of course, our manufacturing plant is also in Kingston, and the other one is in Clarendon. So that's Fosrich in a nutshell, representing some great brands like, as I said, Philips before, and Siemens, and Nexans, and Huawei. Those are some of the brands that we represent at Fosrich in electrical.
Okay. Do you only provide goods and services to Jamaica, or are you across the Caribbean as well?
I'm so proud to say we are an exporter, you know, and you know, to see even yesterday a shipment, a container of PVC pipes left yesterday our warehouse for the port is another joy when the workforce, you know, share their enthusiasm and they feel good that they get from the fact that they, ordinary Jamaicans, are making pipes and exporting them abroad. So yes, we are in Jamaica and in the Caribbean for now. We're looking further.
Okay, great. And I'm definitely going to ask you about some of those expansion plans later on. But I just wanted us to have a good, you know, understanding as to, you know, Fosrich and its core operations. So you gave us an idea as to the different product lines that you offer. We've heard some news about Blue Emerald. Can you speak to us specifically about that company? It's listed as an associate to Fosrich. What does Blue Emerald do, and what are your plans for that company?
Great question. Blue Emerald is a company that was set up in order to acquire the status of the SEZ regime, that is a special economic zone regime. Blue Emerald is owned by Fosrich 20% and the directors 80%. Blue Emerald, we started on at Blue Emerald by doing the transformer repairs. We formed a partnership with Camtron, who is one of the largest Canadian manufacturer of transformers that JPS use. And so we partner with them, and we have the expertise here, and we are here doing that kind of a business, repairing transformers there. And we have just now expanded the size and the types of PVC pipes that we are doing to industrial sewer pipes and infrastructural pipes. And that 70-acre property in Clarendon with 2 warehouses, 120,000 square feet. We have now converted that into those 2 into factories. And so Blue Emerald only manufactures for Fosrich.
Okay.
So, and being a special economic zone company, we are able to save on the back end. And so that's what happens there. So it's an associate company of Fosrich.
Are there any plans to list Blue Emerald in the future?
I don't think there's a plan for that. The incentive that we would get by listing it, we already approved for that under the SEZ. And so there's no need right now.
Okay. All right, so there's also a company that was mentioned, ONS Minimart. Can you tell us about that?
I saw the question, I said, okay, it is out there, just a small company that we wanted the talent that was running the company, and we just took it over and acquired the talent, and the talent is now working with us as one of our great managers, and then we just operate the small entity, and that will remain, that kind of a company will remain in small townships and so on, where some people can't reach to the bigger stores, where the big stores are. We can reach them through those channels, in the smaller areas. Yeah.
Okay. That's a Orville that question as well, just as I mentioned it. Is it just, so you said you acquired that company specifically for its skill set and it's focused on maybe some small communities. Nothing more that you'd like to share about that company? It was just really as simple as that you wanted to acquire the talent that was there and, you know, just to work with them in that very specific way?
Yes, the owner meant something to us, and we saw that we could work with him in our Phosphate space, and so we just made an agreement to take it over. A very small outfit right now.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned earlier there are some benefits to being a part of the SEZ. What are some of those benefits?
One, SEZ status requires that you are treated as an overseas company, which means the duties and the taxes are delayed, and some of them are not applied. They don't apply to you, so you get a chance to grow and expand. And especially the fact that we want to really go into the Caribbean. If we are going to pay duty and then we're going to ship again and pay duty in the Caribbean islands, we're going to be uncompetitive. And so that is one of the part of the joys of becoming a special economic zone regime company.
Okay, awesome. So I guess that's why you're saying it wouldn't, I guess the benefits that you'd get from listing it, that's, I guess, a tax benefit, that maybe and a reason to still list it at some point, Blue Emerald. You never know.
You never know. You never know, because yes, you might want to get some more shareholders. You never know.
To more companies, because now you said it specifically supplies Fosrich. Maybe other companies can benefit as well.
Yeah, yes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I know where you're going with that, but maybe.
Okay, fair enough. So thank you for that overview. I think we all understand Fosrich a lot better now. So in terms of, you know, we had the release of your most recent financials. You had, you know, significant growth for the first 6 months. Can you know, tell us about that? What would have led to that growth?
We decided from before the year started that we were going to be really executing a strategy of being close to your customers. It is a terrible time, a tough time, an uncertain time for a lot of people, and you know, with the world was in a tailspin, people were uncertain. So we invested a lot in raw material and also in having first and second quarter well designed. With the supply chain problem, we went ahead and did a lot of work on our chain to make sure that we have the goods here. Then we decided that we were going to go and stay close to the customers. There's a theory in our boardroom which we want to be executed in all parts of our company, that when a little child is frightened or afraid, that child flees, and most times it runs even to the person who is frightening them or they're afraid of. We want the customers, when they are in that state, to come to us, because we are going to be right there. We're going to be understanding what they're going through, and let them know that we are commiserating with them, because we too are facing similar things, but we want to give ourselves a service to them, and that's what we are here for, to make Jamaica and Jamaicans better. And I think that has paid off. Our sales team, our managers, we stayed very close to the customers, and we were also able to have most of the goods that they required. And we just took the opportunity and we grew in the kind of a form that we have done so far in 2022.
Okay. Are there any, so out of all the, you know, products and services that you mentioned, are there any of them that saw, you know, above normal growth during that time?
All 11 categories. All 11 categories. all 11 categories. Some went over by 60% above, some a little bit over doubling. And so, I mean, all categories, because we have 11 or segments. Sorry, we have segments of business, and all 11 segments have done exceptionally well over 2021 so far this year. Yeah.
So even with that, are there any lines that you see still tremendous opportunity? What I'm trying to understand is maybe where you are, placing your bets in terms of, growth for maybe the next 6 months.
Oh yes, we have identified, and we keep cleaning the deck each day and looking at where the market is shifting and so on. We have identified, and we have identified, and so up to 2 weeks ago, I was in a particular area of the world, Brazil, and the tsunami of information and products that are out there solar. It is going to change this Jamaica and this hemisphere. I mean, like nothing. It's a revolution taking place, and Jamaica must be a part of it, and we are to be the leader of that revolution. And so we see the renewable energy area as tremendous growth. We are not touching the surface yet. And so we see this year is going to be a great year for us, and next year is going to be even better, because we have formed partnerships with some leading manufacturers, including Huawei, as we said earlier on, and Jinko. Jinko is #1 solar panel manufacturer in the world. It is one of the best yielding panels. And so we are their partners in Jamaica. And for some other countries in the Caribbean too, for 8 other countries, we represent Huawei with their solar inverters. And so we see growth there. And with our manufacturing arm, we are going to do tremendously well between now and the next 5 years.
Okay.
Because we see the growth there, yeah.
Okay, good to hear. We will definitely look out for those, subsequent updates in terms of the reports when they come out. So you mentioned as well in your report, let me actually try to bring it up here, there were some increases in administrative expenses to the tune of about 109 million. So you said, the report said the changes were driven primarily by increased staff-related costs for salary adjustments, increased sales commission due to improved sales performance and improvement in staff benefits, increased occupancy costs due to commencement of obligations to our new fulfillment center, increased sales and marketing costs, and increased electricity costs. Can you maybe talk to us about some of those increased costs? Do you expect them to continue increasing, especially with sales, expected to continue to grow?
I think what happened, a good question. I think what happened, the major cost came from the fact that we have completed our 30,000 square feet of fulfillment center on Normalize Road. That is completed, and so we have taken up that cost. What it shows is that we have a lag time with the other area of 76 Normalize Road that we are going to be knocking down that building. So we have to carry the 2 lease for a while. New one that came on with the 30,000 square feet and the building that is still in place there, but we had to carry it for a couple of months. So it added to the excess cost. We also want to look at the fact that we went big time, and we are going big time into training our staff. As we have in the last 2 years started what we call the Fosrich Corporate University. And so those costs came on board. We have now a specialist lighting person who is able to design and implement any lighting, whether it be architectural lighting or lighting for the most difficult project. and we also bolster our sales team. So while the market was kind of a scary for some people, we went all out to bolster our team. So those costs, I could say, contributed to the increase in what you see there.
Okay. So so the important piece of the question, are you expecting things to continue to grow based on how they've grown over the past 6 months in terms of expenses? Are most of those investments kind of going to be stable in terms of costs going forward? Like, we just want to have an understanding, should we expect to see another increase in admin expenses?
If you look at what is happening there, this year, the first quarter, you'll see that expenses have leveled off. So we're not expecting any tremendous increase in that. Yes.
Great. Thank you. And final piece that I wanted to talk to you about for this report is management of receivables. And it's something that we ask every CEO about, because we just want to, understand what's in place there. So how is the health of your receivables now? Are there any, concerns that are there? And, just kind of talk to us about that.
I think when we look at our receivables, 80% of them, our receivables, fall in the category of 30 to 60 days. So we are pretty happy with that. We have partners who we import and distribute to, who play in the same market that we play. And so we have to, give them a little bit more than the 30 days. But I can tell you, we have some team members who are very, very, not fierce, but committed to working with the customers. And so when you see you have close to 80% in that bucket, we are pretty happy with that. One of the strategies that we have also used is this. There are some products that are kind of, a little bit hard to buy and volatile to some extent. And so we have sat with our customers and understand that we need to set a different, we call it now, credit policy for those product lines. And so we say to you, like for copper products, we say to you, okay, we would want you to give us a PD check upon delivery for 15 days. So at 15 days, we don't have to be calling you, and then you pay us another 15 days after that. So those kind of strategies kind of work, and it works for the customer, because when the time comes for payment, they are not wondering now where I'm going to find the money to pay. It's almost like they have already paid it because they have a check in the supplier's hand. And so it has worked, and it is working, and the customers seem to understand and are working with us.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so we have some questions kind of relating to stock split, fundraising, etc. I'll get to those in a little bit. In terms of the growth plans for Fosrich, are there any acquisitions planned maybe in the next 6 months, maybe 6 to 9 months?
We have a number of things that we are working on. Some of them we can't talk about them openly unless we announce them if they are at the stage to the stock exchange, as you know, right? But yes, what I can say, we are wide awake and we are looking for opportunities, and some of them might be at the table, and we are trying to sniff them to see how to approach them. But one of them I can say, we have always said that we are going to be, pretty much aggressive in going into the market of our region. Especially now we have the sewer pipes and infrastructural pipes. We are going to go into the market, and we have the equipment, the machinery. We have invested a lot of money in the last year in these machines, like $400-500 million in these machines. And so we are able to quadruple our capacity to produce. So we are going to be going into we are in aggressive mode to go into the Caribbean to see if we can earn some foreign exchange for ourselves and country. So, and of course, we are looking for working closely in the small communities or areas of the country to make sure that they can get their products at good prices and high quality and so on. There are other things we're working on, we're looking at, but I don't know if we can say anything here else right this minute.
You've said a lot by not saying anything, so
okay.
that helps us. That helps us a lot. Thank you. So that brings me into the fundraising aspect now. So first, the company was able to execute a stock split, a 10-to-1 stock split. Can you talk to us about some of the reasoning behind wanting to do a stock split? And now, after that, we'll talk about the additional.
Okay.
Rate.
When a company like Fosrich that came to the market just about 4.5 years ago, and the stock has moved from $2 to trading at one time at $38 or $39, something like that. It is a little bit more psychological. It is more palatable psychologically to see the stock at a $3 or $4 or $5 or $6 than to see at $30, $40. And so it's just psychological, because some people might want to buy a stock and they might feel like to spend $30, they might not want to spend it, but to spend $3 or $6, they might feel a lot more comfortable. So we are looking for the small investors in that respect. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in terms of, there was a meeting recently where there was a decision to go with a rights issue. Is there anything that you can tell us about the rights issue? What led to that decision? And when can we expect to hear more details? I think the specific question that was asked here by Philip is the record date for the rights issue likely to be this month?
Okay. We are definitely going with a rights issue. Okay. So the persons who are out there are doing a rights issue. And the rights issue, just like an APO or an IPO, has a process. And I think we are in the middle of it now. The record date will be possibly announced soon. Some regulators have to go through and sign off on all of this thing. But a lot of work has been done, and we are close to the point where we can make an announcement. Once we get the information back from the regulatory bodies that we can fly, we will definitely announce it. And so the present shareholders will have the right to a certain amount of shares, additional shares in Fosrich as we announce it. But it will be soon.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Just a couple more questions from my side before we get to the comments. So there's a question here about someone wanting to understand about Fosrich Corporate University. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, I'm very happy to talk about that. The concept came about because, amazing. We had been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this for a while. But when the pandemic came about and there was said to be this great resignation or people staying from work, we saw where we wanted to go, and we said in order for us to go there, our best assets have to be trained and developed, and we saw I don't want to use the word crystal ball, but we saw a vision that with this digital world and with things as they are, they're not going to remain. So digital world is going to take over in a significant way. We decided to train our people in the highest level that we can train them as a company. And so we have developed this corporate university program, which is led by our Rosalind Campbell, one of our great leaders in Jamaica. And we are delivering MBA style programs. We are delivering supervisory style programs for these different levels. What we are doing at that level, we are building those persons' capacity to a level where they can succeed or expand the range of management that we have from within, instead of having to bring people in all the time. We want to be able to identify 3 or 4 persons for key roles and train them. So I think right now we have like 22 supervisors in that program. At the lower level, we have people who enter, who want to train them in our product knowledge and the Fosrich way. And so we have developed this thing and Heart is delivering that. We are not delivering this part where Heart is training them on the level 1, level 2, and level 3 program. Then we will take them and train them in our industry specific areas, and so they can get a chance to move from where they are to another level in the next, not too long from now. And our managers, we are doing, our managers, all 8 or 9 of us are in a program that is succession plan program, leadership program. And so that is being executed by Marguerite L.E.A.R.N. And so we are going through those programs of training in order to keep lifting the standards of our people and to keep our staff on the cutting edge. Not only on the cutting edge, really, but it's to cut the edge, okay? That's what we are trying to do with staff, because they are great people, committed people. Some of the joys of my day to work with them. And so that is a part of the ethos of the corporate university at Fosrich.
Okay, great. Thank you. That sounds like an excellent investment in your team. I love to see when companies, take that step and plan for the future in that way. All right, so let me take some questions from the audience now. Let me see if there's anything that is worth bringing up. All right, so a question here from Orville, who reports that he's a shareholder. So
okay, thank you, Orville. Thank you for believing in us, and I hope that we can always continue to grow and give you more value for your investment.
Okay, so Orville is asking, how do you plan on maintaining the growth in the long term?
One is simple. We've always said do the simple things and do them well. Customers, we are as big as our customer, the one that is in the corner of St. Catherine, beside a rum bar, just selling 2 or 3 of our items. That's where we must be with our customers. That's 1. 2, be where the developments are taking place. Housing is still one of the growth areas of the government, and we need to be there. Renewables must become a central part of the pillar of our Jamaican energy source, and that's a part of what we are doing. The industry that manufactures conduits cannot be outside of the country for too long, because it is costing us sometimes double or triple to get the items here. Yeah. While if you get it here, if you do it here, it costs you 3 times less. And so those are some of the things that we are doing and bringing to the market. We are not interested in doing huge things to impress people who are just looking on. We are doing the little things and do them the best we can in order to get results to the people, and they will reward you. The other thing that we're doing, and this could be a part of the expansion, we are we are going to be breaking ground for a super center. It's going to be like a 140,000 square feet of super store right there on Mullines Road, across from where we are. We're going to be removing that building starting in the next couple of weeks, or say 1st of October, and then we're going to build a store. We will have a complex with food and banking facility, and also place for you to refresh yourself in the evenings with a drink or so on. Of course, the good drink, of course, eh? And you can have leisure exercise. It's going to be a complex that caters for the human lifestyle, the human being, and the good lifestyle that humans have. And so that in itself will drive, in the next 14 months, will drive extra growth for us, because we're going to be working with Philips, and they will have their innovation center there. Siemens will have their innovation space. Huawei will have their space there. Nexans will have their space there, and so we're going to bring a lot of we call it now products and ideas and one stop for your construction and tool needs right there on Mullines Road. And so those are some of the things that will sustain and keep our growth going.
Okay. Do you have an estimated cost for that project? And I mean, so if you're starting October, how long is the project expected to take? What's the expected cost? And yeah, that I think that would help give us an idea as to what we should expect to see maybe for future reports.
I can tell you, the cost is something that we have to hold on right now on. We can't say it yet, but it's going to be something that is manageable. It might look big, but we are making sure that we invest on 2019 results, not on 2022 outturn. So we are investing in a stronger position than we were in, before. So we're not just going to try and scratch the surface. We're going to try and do it right. The other part of the question was?
How long is it expected to take?
It's going to be like a 14 to 16 months project once we start off. So we are looking to first quarter 2040 and 2024, and I think we're gonna get there. We are getting there, and we're gonna do that people have one of the best environment for shopping and for coming out to their kids to get stuff with them. Learning areas will be there for architects and for contractors and for engineers and for kids, and even a BPO should be there on the 3rd floor. So let's see what happens there.
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking is that I'm curious is if you need to raise additional funds to be able to complete the project. That's kind of why.
Fully financed. That project is fully financed from a year and a half ago. So we're just going through the process to make sure that all the I's and T's are dotted and crossed because of the movement in commodity prices in the last year. But it's fully financed.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so a question from Yared here. Is Fosrich installing all the solar panels and equipment for Keller Williams development at once? And what's the estimated completion date on that project?
Okay, I'm happy to say this. We are pretty much aggressive. As we say, we want to have solar on almost every roof in Jamaica. Keller Williams, we formed a partnership with Keller Williams a couple of weeks ago. Keller Williams has over 200 and something, we call them reality representatives, sales reps out there. And they are in the space every single day, introducing people to homes, whether it be bungalows, whether it be apartments, whether it be single homes. And so we have partnered with them to let them introduce the Fosrich and Huawei products to the customers. When that is done, we take it from there and we, with our engineers, will do the final execution. So they are the face introducing the products to the market, and we will take it from there, and our team will execute. We have, wherever in Jamaica the requirement is, we are going to have the resources there. How we're going to do it is this way. We have decided to have 100 installers trained and certified to install these solar products, inverters, and so on. And we are in the process of training them. We have interfaced with them, with 68 of them in the last 2 months. We have brought them in, and we have gone through all of the requirements that they would want and so on, and the process of training them through Huawei to certify them. So they will be in Kingston, in Montego Bay, in central part of the country. So when Keller-Williams goes out there and they need somebody to come and look at, do a site visit in Miami Bay, we are having people out there who can say, okay, Jermaine, this is your call, you go and do that. So we are working with ordinary technical Jamaicans and put business in their hands. So we're putting business in the extra business in the representatives of Keller-Williams' hands, and we are putting business in the technicians, the ordinary air conditioning and technicians, or electrical technicians, or plumbers, if they have the wherewithal to learn how to install and be certified to install solar panels. So that is something that we really feel happy about, because we are working with our Jamaican technical people to get them a little bit more work and get them. So we're not competing with them, we're working with them. Can you imagine that? And we are training 100 of them, and we are gone almost 70 of them already we are working with. So that program, I'm expecting to bring in a lot of numbers, whether it be new development. Keller-Williams and ourselves are interfacing with the developers who are, some of them are redesigning their roof to take solar. Some already have designed it to take solar. So we expect before the end of the year, a couple hundred solar units to be ready to be installed on roofs all over.
Okay, great. Thank you for that response. Yared again is saying that Barbados announced investment into increasing solar products. Will you guys be pursuing that market?
I guess what he's saying, that Barbados has just announced that they are going to build a solar farm, and they have sent a bid out for maybe about 200 megawatts, I think. And the question is, are we going to be playing in that market? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be too rambunctious, but I want to say we're not going to sleep. Certainly, we're not going to sleep. We are looking for opportunities, and you never know.
I like that. I like how you answer the question without answering it. I love that. I love that. So Yared is asking, well, I think we kind of addressed this before. Was the ONS acquisition a new retail location? I think you kind of addressed that before, but I think you might have missed it.
Yes, it is. That's a small location. We wanted the owner to be a part of our team at Fosrich, and we said, you have this little space there. You probably don't want to give it up and just close it down. So we just take it over, and we are operating it. So there's nothing to talk about right this minute. We're going to put some fire there, but we are preparing the wood right now and lighting the matches to put some fire there later on. But we'll talk about it some more.
Great. Rick, with a plan to set up a super center, is it an introduction of Fosrich in real estate?
No, it's not an introduction of Fosrich in real estate. No. We're not into real estate. Fosrich itself how should I put it now, is not into real estate yet. Put it that kind of a way.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, are there any plans for dividend payments? And if yes, what's the estimated timeline?
I don't think we have ever missed a year, maybe the first, so I've never missed a year. And I would not, until the board is abreast of what is the best thing to do. We wouldn't be able to say that yet. But I think we have a schedule. I think we always pay in the last quarter. For the last 3 years, we have always done it in the last quarter. And it is good to note that even while this guy called COVID was beating up the world, we still paid a dividend year before and last year. What a God, eh? What a God, and testament to the great team that we have at Fosrich also.
So can the investors expect maybe an above average dividend based on how well it's going?
I tell you, I can't say, but I can't say yet, because I alone don't make a decision. We look at the numbers and we see where we can give back to our investors. But we always try to give the absolute maximum and to our investors, who we appreciate and respect so much.
Okay. And I think this is final question. Are there any plans for Fosrich to increase its ownership stake in Blue Emerald? So you mentioned earlier that Fosrich owns 20%, directors own 80%. Is there any plans for Fosrich to increase its stake?
No, there's no plans for Fosrich to increase its stake in Blue Emerald right now.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. I believe that's all of the questions. Hopefully I haven't missed any. Philip, I hope your question was answered. Philip was asking really if Blue Emerald is, let me see his exact question. Is Blue Emerald to be considered a subsidiary of Fosrich?
An associate company, not subsidiary. Associate company.
Okay. All right. So, Jared, I think you might have missed the earlier part of our interview. His question is, will Blue Emerald be importing products to sell to Fosrich?
No. Blue Emerald is going to be the manufacturing arm of Fosrich. So Blue Emerald is employed, is contracted, is set up to our engineers work for Blue Emerald, and they manufacture the products that Fosrich would normally go abroad and buy. So Blue Emerald is that company that is responsible for doing that for Fosrich at this time, whether it be the PVC or the transformer repair business that we are doing. Yeah.
Okay. And War 21 is asking about the rights issue. Mr. Foster mentioned that the process is underway. Sounds to be about halfway through, and we should hear something soon. Is the update that we have for it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So our final question is a question that I ask every CEO that we have. I think you know the question that's coming, right? So what type of investor do you think is ideal for a company like Fosrich?
What type of investor? You think an investor that wants value for his investment, an investor that is looking for that has time. You don't want to be, jumping in and jumping out. You want to be around for a long while, or be a little bit more patient than some people seem to be, because we are in it for the long haul. We are going to be, we are digging deep and go subterranean, really, to stay alive as long as, and grow as long as we think we have this opportunity. We are building a table with 4 legs, and as we grow each day, we are strengthening those legs. We have the electrical distribution, we have the renewable energy, and we have the lighting and so on, and we have the manufacturing, which is what we are doing with Blue Emerald. So those 4 legs, we are working. Investors, we are working to strengthen them, so the fundamentals of those legs can remain strong, and as they remain strong, the company will be more firmly rooted in the society here in Jamaica and also in the Caribbean and elsewhere if God allows.
Great, thank you so much. Any final thoughts? Anything that you feel compelled to share to
I tell you, I am. We are humbled. We are humbled and appreciative of the kind of what do you call it now? Willingness for people to buy into Fosrich. What they do when they do that is to buy into the management and the systems that we have set up to build this business, and we appreciate them, and we thank them for believing in us, and that's a part of what drives us each day, because we know there are people out there who believe in us because they want extra to pay for their rent, or to buy a car, or to just build a house, or they want extra to send their kids to school. Some people's children go to they're doing law or medicine, or just being a nurse, or whatever it is, and they depend on us. I think that's where we'll be. We are saying that we really, and our management team, we are humbled, and they've been great people, committed. Family members, they too are grateful for the kind of trust that people don't part with their money that easily. They put it where they think they can get more for it, and that's what I want to say, that we appreciate the investors who are giving us the chance to increase their value.
Okay, great. So I definitely see persons in the comments sharing their confidence in the company as well. So Sunshine City is saying that they're confident in you. I know Orville is expecting the price to be $100 in a short while. So are really very happy. I see three questions that have been kind of snuck under the table here. So let's just ask them quickly. Orville that is asking, who is the contractor for the super center that's going to be built, if you're able to share.
That decision will be finalized and signed off on by the 28th of this month, and so they can start on the 1st of October.
Okay. Priority mindset. How affordable would it be to install? I guess he's speaking about the solar panels on people's houses. Is there maybe a price range, or that's something that you'd have to kind of scope the one that would be relevant for?
You always have to do that. Yes, you always have to look to see which is the best. Because some people we have 2 systems out there now, which we're gonna 2 systems. That one is 362 kilowatts per month. So a person that uses that can get that, and that is just about $1,100 US. And I think we have a 464 kilowatt system that is for about $1,400 US. And so what is very, very important for you to note is that when you are first building, or you are getting your loan to buy a house, that's the best time to get a solar system, because when you add that cost to your 25-year mortgage, it's a small increase that you are going to be paying each month. But don't worry, Jeremy wants to hear about expansion. Don't worry, if we are able to do financing, then you probably will not have it so hard to finance it after you bought the house. But I'm happy that you're looking at renewables, and I think it's expensive, but it's not expensive anymore. If you want them, it was expensive before, but now it's almost a no-brainer, I tell you, to go solar.
All right, and the very final question here, anything else I'll just ask. If you're watching on the replay, just post your question in the comments and we'll forward them. Darian is asking, what is your vision for Fosrich for the next 5 years? I think that's an excellent question to close with.
That question is a very excellent question. I see, I'm laughing because I know who that Darian is, okay? There's just one satellite in this universe. Based on what we have on the cards, I think we want to be able to dominate this Jamaica. We think we can do 50 to 100 times more than what we're doing now if we can do the things with the team members that we have and execute on these plans that we have here. So we want to be in the Caribbean in a strong way. We want to be not just the #1 in Jamaica, but we want to be the Jamaican provider of value, not just in numbers, but value to the market that we serve here in Jamaica. So 5 years, I can tell Darian that when I looked at the Vision 2026 that we have put on paper, it almost scares me. And so we went back and said, we need to do more because it needs to scare you. And so we are in the process now of adjusting that upward, Darian. And so I'm just being truthful. We're going to be really stronger, really much more stronger than we are now. We think we can do a lot more. And we want to be the leader in electrical, the leader in I think we're leaders already in many areas, but leader in solar and also in the LED aspect of our business and the PVC. So those 4 areas we know we are going to be, quadrupling and 10 times whatever we are doing right now within the next 5 years.
Great. Thank you so much. It sounds like we have a lot to look forward to. We'll definitely be inviting you to join us again, especially after the next, few reports. It would be interesting to hear from you again. Thank you so much again, Cecil. Thank you for accepting our invite and thank you for sharing with us. Really learned a lot from you, especially the things that you said without saying. Greatly appreciated. We're looking forward to great things from Fosrich going forward.
Thank you for having me, Jeremy, and for your listeners and viewers and participants. You're great Jamaicans. Let's go out there and do it for ourselves and for our country and just grow this place and take care of our families. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hopefully you found some great value from that conversation. I hope you saw I tried to ask all the questions that you asked me to mention. And I hope you got the answers that you were hoping for. If not, just let me know and we'll try to set up another interview in short order. If you're still here, please take a moment to like the video. This is somehow a challenge for us because I know persons are enjoying the interview. Please take a moment to like the video. It greatly helps us. And so another thing that I'll mention here is if you missed our last class that was on Saturday, the video is still up for 2 more days. Take a moment, watch it because we're going to take it down on Saturday at 6 p.m. So thanks again, guys. Really do appreciate you being here. We'll continue the discussion in the Telegram group. So I see someone here saying Jeremy is smiling because he's a shareholder. I mean, I'm not going to answer that question on the live. You know that already, but there's a lot to like about the company. There's a lot of plans, and if you're confident in that the company is able to execute on those plans, then I mean, there's only one solution, I think. Martin, may God continue to bless you and increase your territory. Thank you. I wish the same for you as well. And invest in your competitors. I don't understand what that means. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. We'll continue the discussion over Telegram. So if you're not in our Telegram group, the link is in the description. Join us there. We'll see you in the very next video. We have an interview with the CEO of Tropical Battery on Monday. You definitely want to check that out. So I'll see you guys later.
Learning is the key to successful investing. And who doesn't want to invest in some way?
Here at L.E.A.R.N Grow Invest, we focus on financial education, all with the aim of sharing our knowledge on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. We do this on the foundation of our faith in God.
If a more holistic approach is what you need, check out our Grow Faith-based financial coaching program.
Find out more about us at learngrowinvestclub.com
and follow us on all social media platforms at L.E.A.R.N Grow Invest.